Hey, Kate Phillips here. I am sharing my song, I Receive. I wrote this probably 8 or 10 years ago. Music is such an amazing way to shift, to change, to expand our energy. And I wanted a song that sounded like receiving, that had that energy. This is really a prayer, and I'll share a little more after the song, but I'll just get into it now. Pure abundance, deep acceptance, blessings unmeasured, grace pouring over me. Oh, I receive like flowing water, awesome power, the wealth of all heaven is now pouring over me. Oh, I receive everything that you provide. I receive I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you felt the energy of receiving. I invite you to listen to that repeatedly, daily. I'm actually going through a phase right now where I've come back to this song and I am playing it daily. I'm hoping to memorize it. It is definitely not memorized. But when you listen to that, have a posture of receiving. You may want to be up and moving or dancing, arms open when it comes to that, arms are open wide. I'm always like, I can't play piano and open my arms at the same time. You can also lay down and listen to that in a receiving posture, maybe in a butterfly pose, in whatever posture feels like receiving to you. I invite you to listen to that again and again and to dwell on that grateful, not on getting. Receiving is so very, very, very different from getting, from trying to get something. It is not a striving energy at all. It is a grateful, welcoming, receptive posture. It's also a posture from which things can flow. When I was writing that, I was thinking of the energy and wanting it to sound like the energy of water and effortless, flowing up, flowing down, and just an easy energy. And receiving absolutely opens us up to give even more. But a lot of us sometimes get stuck in overgiving, in depleting ourselves. I certainly have been there. I know we do the work that we are, oftentimes we teach the work that we have personally done or are personally doing, and certainly receiving it's been a growing edge for me for a decade. And I absolutely love receiving. And this song has allowed me to help expand that energy. As a matter of fact, I'll tell the story. I didn't want to tell the story before the song, because then if you want to hear the song, you've got to, go through the same story again and again. Didn't want you to have to do that. But after I wrote this, and I had an experience also playing it live in my home for a small group of people, also for a friend, and just sharing the energy of it. And this was a long time ago. If you know my story, I went through a major financial storm in the Great Recession. The Great Recession wasn't so great for me. And, my credit was really bad for a while because I had gone through a foreclosure, had defaulted on everything. And I had a trusty old Toyota Camry at the time, and my trusty old Toyota Camry got to a place where it needed to be replaced. It was going to require a lot of expensive fixes, and it wasn't going to be a good investment. And so I went out at the time, like, I need to go buy a new car. And I was routinely, even though I was making sufficient amount of money at that time, my credit score was not good. And I was getting turned down for car loans right and left. I think I finally got one dealer that said yes. And, the rate was just horrible. And I didn't want to accept that. And I know that I had applied, to my bank, and had gotten turned down. I remember very specifically I was turned down by Wells Fargo at least once, and then I think one of the dealers also got me turned down at Wells Fargo. and I remember this because there was a pre-owned Camry that was, just 2 or 3 years old. It was really fantastic shape, and it was like, oh, I wish, that car would be amazing. And after I had already been turned down by that same dealer, one day I played this song over and over and over again. And the song helped me just completely shift my energy. And I'm like, okay. I'm absolutely worthy of receiving the car that I want. I went back to that dealer. I went back with my boyfriend at the time. Um, I met with a different person there, and they had, you know, a little different advice about applying for it. But first we test drove this car, and it was absolutely perfect. And long story short, I drove home that night in that beautiful pre-owned Camry, my white Casper the Friendly Camry. May God rest her soul. Came home with that car that night, had no idea who the financing was coming through, but my financing had gone through. And then within a day or two, I knew that Wells Fargo, who had already turned me down twice, was financing Casper the Friendly Camry at a really, you know, perfectly acceptable, good rate. And you know, and if it wasn't for shifting my energy, I don't even think I would have tried, much less, you know, succeeded in getting that car. So that was it was probably was 10 years ago. That was, feels like it was a former lifetime, but I invite you to use the song, to listen to it, and to help it shift you into that receiving mode. Would love to know in the comments any stories you have around receiving, around using this song, around using it to shift your energy. I love receiving, love watching those miracles happen. And I did in my Facebook group, Total Wealth Creators, we did a month-long, maybe I'll do it again soon. We did this was back in March of 2022. I did a month-long, I think I called it the Receiving Experiment, and this song was a piece of that. So thanks for listening, and would love to hear your receiving stories. May you have a great day, and remember always, you are powerful, you are prosperous, and you are free. Bye-bye.